our intention is not in any way to shine a negative light on SPCA LA. The decision to terminate our agreement with the organization comes from years of an inequitable partnership that has negatively impacted our operations, affected the safety and well-being of animals that are under our care, and has limited our ability to prioritize the best service to the Long Beach community and the best care for Long Beach animals. And following multiple attempts to work with the organization to positively move forward in our partnership. While we appreciate aspects of the longstanding partnership, it's now in the best interest of the city of Long Beach, the best interest of the animals and the communities that we serve here in Long Beach to step away. This is an exciting time of transition, an opportunity for Long Beach Animal Care Services. Animals are our passion, and we look forward to continuing to provide quality care and services for the animals and the communities that we serve. This transition will support us in achieving our goals. And during this transition, all animals will be cared for, and all operations at Long Beach Animal Care Services will continue as normal. I'll now hand it over to our city manager, Tom Modica, who's going to walk us through how we got here, and then you'll hear from Animal Care Services Bureau Manager Melanie Wagner, who will outline our way forward. Thank you. Tom.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. As the mayor stated, today we have notified SPCA-LA of the termination of our lease and leaseback agreement. Before I go into details about the decision, I want to provide a little background about Long Beach Animal Care Services and that agreement that we've had with SPCA-LA. So Animal Care Services is a bureau within our Department of Parks, Rec, and Marine. It has a full-time staff of 51 employees, and they do a number of things. They oversee the care and responsibility of about 4,000 animals annually. They provide critical animal control services to communities of Long Beach, Los Alamitos, Cerritos, and Signal Hill. And we provide quality care and support the safety, health, and well-being of all the animals in our care. We also help animals find their forever home. In 2024, we facilitated positive outcomes for 2,159 animals. By following what we call our Compassion Saves model, we are stewarding responsible pet ownership for our community through education, outreach, and collaboration. We do this proudly with the support of a huge amount of amazing volunteers that we have at our shelter, over 200 dedicated community volunteers. So a little background on the agreement that we've had with SPCA-LA. We first entered into a contract with them in 1998 to address, at the time, overwhelming euthanasia rates that Long Beach, along with other municipal shelters, were experiencing at the time. And our hope was to find more positive outcomes for animals. The city owns the land where the campus is located, and then we leased that land to SPCA-LA for $120 a year in exchange for them to construct and operate a modern, state-of-the-art campus that provides both animal control facilities and an adoption center. Under the agreement, SPCA-LA takes responsibility for animal adoptions, groundskeeping, and maintenance needs, while Animal Care Services would focus on the critical animal control issues and stray animal intakes. As part of this agreement, it was the understanding that both organizations would work together to assist the other in fulfilling their primary goals at the time. We share the costs at the facility. Under the contract, we pay 50% of the operating costs for the entire campus, and we're afforded the right to share with SPCA-LA the common areas of the campus. So I want to talk a little bit about the reasons for termination. So while this contract termination may seem sudden, I want to be clear that we did not make this decision lightly. This action comes after extensive, careful evaluation and after years of diligently trying to work with SPCA-LA to correct contract violations and agree in a collaborative agreement. We were trying to implement higher quality care for our animals, and we wanted to move forward with a positive partnership for the sake of the animals and communities that we serve. While there are numerous violations and concerns, I'd like to address 3 specific examples. First, over the years, the organization has taken control of more than 50% of the campus, forcing Long Beach Animal Care Services to incrementally decrease our operating footprint and significantly limit the use of our shared common areas. We'll have up here on our screen, you can see a pie chart We have sole control and use of only approximately 19% of the facility, compared to SPCA LA at 49%. The remaining 32% is considered shared space, but it is controlled exclusively by SPCA LA. If City of Long Beach wants to use that shared space, we ask SPCA LA for permission, and we have to reserve it 2 months in advance. The current amount of space is insufficient to support our growing operations and has negatively, in fact, impacted our operations by keeping the shelter at or over capacity and affecting the health and well-being of animals. And so we have attempted to address these concerns with SPCLA various times, but to no avail. Secondly, they are also in violation of the Long Beach Municipal Code that requires the reporting of animal adoptions, transfers, or sales, with their last report submitted to the city on or before April 2020, nearly 5 years ago. Animal adoption reports are an accountability measure required by the city to ensure proper reporting and transparency of operations within our city limits. SPCLA has neglected to submit these reports for nearly 5 years, which are required by law. They've also been unwilling to provide any insight into their operations, which has caused an ongoing strain in our partnership. And then lastly, over the years, SPCLA has drastically decreased their intake of our adoptable animals, which is really their primary responsibility under the contract agreement. This bar graph depicts the decreased intake of animals from Long Beach Animal Care Services from 2010 through 2024. That is the light blue number that you see. In 2011, SPCLA took 2,856 adoptable animals from us to adopt out. Last year, they took 76. This equates to an almost 97% decrease in their intake of our adoptable animals. Comparatively, the dark blue line, the graph shows the increase in dogs and cats adopted by community members from our Long Beach Animal Care Services facility or transferred to our wonderful rescue organizations for adoption, which we call positive outcomes. It's important to emphasize that the SPCA-LA numbers are not their adoption numbers, but rather their intake of our adoptable animals to be adopted out here in Long Beach. But again, per our agreement, that was their primary responsibility that they were not fulfilling. Their decreased intakes of our animals forced us to increase our adoption efforts to mitigate shelter overcrowding and other animal welfare circumstances, while we also continued animal care and control services. We did all this additional work despite the restricted physical workspace that we were forced to operate under. And as a result of these violations of the lease and leaseback, among other violations, we have determined that SPCA-LA no longer aligns with our vision nor uplifts our animal care efforts here in Long Beach. In a good faith effort and out of compassion and safety for the animals under their care, we are allowing SPCA-LA up to 30 days to relocate their operations, instead of the legally required standard of 3 days. We are hopeful this termination will ensue a respectful and professional departure. If that does not happen, we are prepared to initiate legal action. During this transition, we will ensure all animals are properly cared for and operations at the Long Beach Animal Care Shelter will continue as normal. We understand this news may bring forth a lot of questions, concerns, and uncertainty from our community. While it's our intent to be as open and transparent as possible, we also want to be respectful, professional, and also cautious should legal action need to be taken. And so in closing, despite the challenges that we've endured with SPCA-LA, we express our sincere appreciation to them for their years of partnership, and we wish them well in all their future endeavors. I'd now like to invite up Bureau Manager Melanie Wagner to share some of the changes we have planned at Long Beach Animal Care Services in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I'm Melanie Wagner, Bureau Manager of Long Beach Animal Care Services, or LBACS, as you might hear us call it if you're on campus. At Long Beach Animal Care Services, animals are our passion. It is our responsibility to provide the utmost quality care to our animals and safeguard their physical and emotional well-being. Our staff and volunteers take great pride in caring for our animals and serving the community. It is an honor to develop innovative and progressive life-saving programs in alignment with our Compassion Saves model. We are incredibly proud of the work we do on a daily basis. but we know we can do more. It is our long-term goal to have a fully open intake facility. And that means never having to turn away an animal owner in need. With this transition, we will obtain full access to the campus, and that will allow us to provide a higher standard of care and improved community support services. As we enter this transition, we will ensure that the animals currently under SPCA LA care are continued to be cared for, whether by them or by us. Additionally, we do not anticipate any immediate public-facing impacts to operations. We are still providing intake services for sick, injured, or stray animals. We are still providing licensing services, and we are still providing foster and adoption programming. Operations will continue as normal. We invite the community to come visit our campus Wednesday through Sunday, whether it's to receive animal care services or just to adopt their next pet. Information about our services and organization can be found at longbeach.gov/ACS. Once we have access to the full campus, we will assess the condition of the facility and the space and address the needs so that we can expand operations. But some of our short-term enhancements include moving dogs into more spacious kennels, moving cats into open-air catteries, and creating proper medical isolation areas. These are all options that have not been attainable due to our inequitable shared space. For long-term plans, we have some exciting ideas. We will boost the comfort and well-being of our animals with larger living quarters and better public visibility, leading to happier and healthier shelter animals and increasing positive outcomes. We will create proper isolation and medical treatment areas to better mitigate the common shelter illnesses and health challenges, leading to a decreased length of stay and increasing positive outcomes. We plan to team up with our nonprofit community partners and rescue groups to enhance our programs, such as increased adoption events, improved community support and resources for struggling pet owners, and accessibility to affordable or free dog training that will help keep pets in homes, hopefully leading to less owner surrenders and keeping people and pets together. We hope to build an in-house trap, neuter, return, or TNR program to decrease the community cat overpopulation problem we have here in Long Beach, and to better support our steadfast, independent community members who currently do this important work on limited resources. We hope to implement an in-house, high-volume, high-quality, and low-cost community veterinary service. This will increase accessibility to affordable animal care and provide low-cost spay and neuter services for our pet lovers and our pet owners. As you can see, we have a lot of exciting plans ahead of us, and our future is bright. We look forward to exploring all that is possible side by side with our community and our partners. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Melanie. And I want to just take a moment and certainly thank our dedicated staff of public employees and our animal care services team for continuing to do more and more and deliver better services every single year. And I also want to take a moment just thank our community partners, our rescue partners, who've really been with us for many, many years, helping to make sure that we do the compassionate things and making sure our community is an incredible partner in making sure that pets in Long Beach and animals in Long Beach can find a home. So the work that we do here is certainly invaluable. It's a part of our mission to deliver quality city services, and this action today helps the city of Long Beach to make sure that we are delivering those services, increase our capacity to make a meaningful difference in the lives of Long Beach communities and our animals. And so while our animal care services team is doing a great job, we have to acknowledge there is need, and we need to have greater support for the animals and our staff and our volunteers and our communities that care for them. And so this is a moment that requires accountability and innovation. The transition will allow us to meet those needs and accomplish so much more. So I want to thank you for joining us for this important announcement today. And this